everybody. Welcome to Bullwinkle Wednesday, the only open mic in Little Rock for comedy.
Everybody else is fake.
Yeah, everything else is just, this is the only option we have, so that's why there's so many people here.
That's right. So many.
All right, tonight's theme, as there's always the theme, because that's our thing, there's always got to be an angle, is Forever Alone, because Valentine's Day was yesterday, so this is the perfect day to reflect on how shitty your Valentine's Day may or may not have been. I have an excuse for being able to talk about this, even though I do currently have 2 partners. I'm one of those people now. Neither of them are here.
Say more.
Neither of them are here. So, like, you know.
Okay.
Fat lot of good that's doing me right now. But that's fine. Yeah.
You had 2 girlfriends. None of them bothered to show up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's some bullshit.
One of them is at Pizza D's at the show right now, which is a cool show. I'm going to go there after this. Anyway, I've been thinking a lot about myself lately because I'm narcissistic. And I've realized that, like, I've always known this, but I've, like, been articulating it better lately. I'm a bit of a huge pussy. And right off the bat, I just want to apologize for, like, using the word for a woman's vagina to equate weakness. But do you see what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Like, so much so that, like, when I was really young, like 7 or 8, like, I had this bully that lived down the road from me. And rather than, like, fight back or anything, I was just as nice to him as I could have been. And then we ended up becoming friends, which was kind of cool. But at a certain point, he was just like, I don't think I want to be your friend anymore. It was just like, oh, yeah, I get it, I understand. You're not the first. Been there. But no. Enough about me. Let's get this show started with an old Moose favorite who usually likes to close out the show, but today we're shaking it up a little bit. Put your hands together for Dustin Vance, everybody.
Well, it's a weird Moose night for sure. Thank you to the 7 people that showed up. This was kind of a tough one for me. This was a tough topic for me. I love that Ian does the topics. Everybody give it up for Ian. Everybody on the stream, give it up for Ian. Throw some heart reacts or something. I don't know. Jason, if somebody gives a comment on the stream or they do a react, yell it out to me, okay? I want to reference it.
I'm already doing too much as it is.
Well, get ready, buddy. I'm not the one that made a bar in my backyard and then invited everybody over, okay? There's an old saying, you made your bed, you lie in it, okay? Or you reap what you sow.
You made your bar.
Or suck it and fuck it. I don't know, is that one? Anyways.
Got a woohoo.
Okay, from who?
From Todd.
Woohoo, Todd. Awesome. Okay, so anyways, like I said, tonight...
Yay, great. It's Lauren Hips.
Tonight was tough for me to write material for Forever Alone because I've never felt like I was going to be forever alone. Unlike the rest of you nerds. Right? Especially you guys on the stream. I mean, come on, you're at your house. I see you commenting on the Friends of the Moose page. Oh, I would be here if it wasn't on a Wednesday or a Thursday or a Saturday. I would be here if there weren't stairs. I would be here if I didn't have to feed my cat rectally that night. I would be here if it wasn't on a even street address. I would be here. Listen, you're never coming here. You're home alone. You'll die alone. Forever alone. So I'm glad you've tuned in tonight. You know how when you're a little kid, like your family will have their own names for your jennies, right? Okay.
Like
Like Jenny's. Jenny's is a good example. For those of you on the stream that might not be able to hear because you're sobbing from the sweet-ass burn I just laid to you, Jenny's means genitals, genitalia, okay? And I'm going to genitalia this joke. Gotcha! Jason, I'm staring just directly into this camera. I don't know if it's the one that's on, but that's... Okay, perfect. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm hitting it. So weird thing. Everybody has their weird things growing up, too. So mine was, in my family, your private parts were called your bobo. Yeah, it's a stunned silence because nobody called it that, okay? They called Bobo all kinds of other things, like Bobo the Clown, Bobo the Candy Bar, you know? Our neighbors had a dog named Bobo at one point growing up. They're just bringing him over one day like, hey, you want to pet our dog? Just stroke him right on the head. Right on the tip of the nose. They're calling him out. They're leaving them like, come, Bobo, come. Come. Come, Bobo, come. 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 It's a core word for me. I can't stop, you know. That's how I learned. I learned it as a baby, like ears, eyes, Bobo. That's how I learned it. It sucks. I can't stop that. It sucks. It sucks, Bobo. I watch a lot of animal shows. Probably too many because nobody else watches them. But I was like, the weird thing about animal shows now versus when you were a little kid is that they're not any different. It's just better camera angles, okay? Like, the lion still gets the gazelle, but now you can see the reflection of its family and its dying eye. Like, that's where we're at with it. Like, and the animals haven't gotten any better, okay? Like, when I was 10 years old, a cheetah could run 70 miles an hour. So we all learned it in school, right? But now that I'm 26, a cheetah can still only run 70 miles an hour. Like they're doing nothing in the off season, okay? Because when I was 10, a person could run 24 miles an hour. And now a person can run a little over 27 miles an hour. So at one point, the cameraman's going to be filming that cheetah, and it's going to take off, and he's just going to be like, oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. I got him. Thanks. I appreciate that. You ever think that like two animals that are using the same kind of camouflage ever bump into one another? Like this tiger's going through the jungle, he bumps into another tiger, like, whoa, sorry, man, I did not see you there. You look just like tall grass and dappled sunlight. Oh, anyways, let's fight to the death. I think it's crazy that whales have to hold their breath all the fucking time. Even when they're sleeping, okay? Like at night, they go to sleep, they have to wake up, come to the top, breathe, and then get back in bed. It's ridiculous. The next morning, they're just like, hey man, how'd you sleep? Well, not great. I was up breathing all night. They need to get them a CPAP machine. Yeah, there it is. So the S, CPAP. Y'all don't be stupid, okay? There's nowhere to plug it in. Also, that resulted in a lot of whale suicides because the electricity proofing on it, not great. Not great, okay? Where are we at on time, Ian? It feels like I've been up here forever. 3 minutes left? So there I was on stage at the Moose, having run out of both Forever Alone material and new Animal material. Also, there was that Bobo stuff in between. So instead, I'm going to take this 3 minutes to run a little bit over and do two things for you. One, if you're on the stream and you hated what I did, sweet. If you're on the stream and you love what I did, if you're in the room and you love what I did, hit me up. Stand Up Vance. I'm on TikTok. I do a lot of dumb shit. It's a lot of fun. If you loved what I did, also hit me up on Cash App. Husky Dusty. Okay? That's legit. You can find it. I miss online dating. Okay? Listen, I'm married. That's a contributing factor, okay? I do though. I did all my online dating in the 90s. Okay? Like they didn't call it online dating then. They called it unsafe. Yeah. If you were meeting somebody from the internet in the 90s, either you were killing them or they were killing you. That was your choice, right? That's it. I met these two girls in a chat room once, and yeah, right. Listen, unlike that pervo in the corner unlike that brunette in the braids in the corner. If you don't know what a chat room is, it's like a group message, but a lot of people are typing one-handed. Okay. And so I met, right? Yes, you got it. And so I met these two girls, and we decided we're going to meet at a movie theater that's in a city close to where we live. And then we're going to ride around, smoke a blunt, because DUIs were real popular back then. and then we're going to go back to the movie, watch the movie. All right, back to the movie theater, watch the movie. And so okay, Ian, I'm sorry, 1 second. All right, I want to paint you guys a picture, okay? It's nighttime.
Oh no.
A silver Honda Accord, lowered with sweet rims. Me, inside, younger, thinner, frosted tips. I'm pulling up to the movie theater, and I turn my radio down so I can see better. There's these two girls on the curb, and I roll my window down. I said, "Hey, are you complicated girl _420?" She said, "Yeah." "Are you Bone Master 69? Yeah, I was. Still am. They got in the car. One gets in the front, one gets in the back, and as we drove away, just to make them feel at ease, I said, "Girls, I can't believe you got in the car with a stranger from the internet and are now going to a second location." The girl in the back just laughs, and she goes, "It's okay. I've got a gun." And then pulls it out of her purse. Those girls were hard to kill. Oh, guys, my name's Dustin Vance. That is my time.
Dustin, everybody. I just wanted to comment real quick when he was talking about people who can't come because of this, that reason. He mentioned one person who can't come because we have stairs. That person is on crutches. Like, they straight up can't come. They did one time, and I was very surprised and happy that they did, but also, yeah. Anyway, I'm not much of a joke writer these days, but I came up with like a jokey joke, and I want to lay it on y'all. So, having done comedy for as long as I have, I've noticed a lot of differences between like newer and older comedians. So I'm gonna do some impressions. Here's my impression of a like week one brand new stand-up comedian who just discovered their favorite hobby. All right. Wieners and balls, piss shit, fuck cunt, you know what I mean? Like, everything's cool, everything's fun. Life is great, right? Alright, now here's my impression of... Here's my impression of a comedian who's been at it for like 5 or 6 years. Wieners and balls. Piss shit, fuck cunt. You know how it is. Life's pretty good, am I right? Alright, now here's my impression. Here's my impression of a comedian who's been at it for like 20 plus years. So airlines are weird, right? Because they all fly for a living and they all have nothing but airline jokes. So, but my favorite thing about flying in an airplane, or actually no, I bet the most fun thing about working as a flight attendant is at the end of each flight when you get to go around with a little plastic bag and tell everyone that they're trash. Yes. It's like trash. You know? Right. That's the jokes. Okay.
That's a good bit.
Thanks.
Solid.
All right.
Your job later.
Yeah. Let's bring it back to the other comics. Coming up next is somebody who is outside right now, and another old Moose favorite. Put it together for Lena Matheny, everybody.
I actually didn't know what I was going to do tonight because I am never alone. I am currently married. I also have a 5-year baby daddy. And 4 children. So, never fucking alone. On Mondays from 1 to 3, usually 1 to 2:30, I get me time. And I hide in my car just like fucking doom scroll. Just I don't have to think about anybody that actually matters. I can look through and be like, that dumb bitch. Or just keep going in that motherfucker deserved getting blasted out. Anyway, it's not important. The thing is like, never alone. I'm so sorry for you people that are, I'm never alone. They are always alone. I don't understand you people that are always alone. Dustin, can someone hand me my white wine?
Get that princess her white wine.
Thank you. All right, listen. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about being never alone because that's what I know. I know about, so who here doesn't have kids or doesn't have, okay, yes, good. You know what? You nailed it. Don't ever fucking have kids. And don't ever link up with someone permanently that has kids, much less 2 other kids. Fucking A. That was a wrong move on my part. There are too many fucking of us. And I care about them all individually. That shit's hard. That shit is hard. So so if you're not a parent, there's a lot of things that you don't know that you'd ever have to teach someone. Like, you never would have to teach someone. Okay, so when they're a baby, they shit their pants, right? And they stick their hands in their shit and rub it. Rub it on them, sometimes mouth. Rub it on the walls, and you have to be, and you can't lose your shit. You can't be like, you stupid little bitch. Why did you do this, you baby? You have to be like, I always said that. I always talk to them and we don't rub our shit in our face or the walls. We keep it in our pants and mommy changes you and makes you all clean and it'll be okay. And then they get to be toddlers and they're peeing and pooping in the potty, right? And they're really, my kids are awesome. So, and then they take a shit in their little training potty and they're so fucking proud because you're amping them up like take a shit in a potty. And so they'll grab the shit out of the potty and come and bring it to you and be so proud and like, look what I did. I didn't do it on the carpet this time. I did it in the potty. And you have to be like, oh, yay. We put it in the fucking toilet and flush it, you little shit. Like, but you have to be nice about it and like lead them to the potty and wash their hands. And that's another thing. Washing someone else's hands, fuck you. Wash your own fucking hands. Like, right?
I agree.
Yes. Oh, I don't even. Oh, and then a little bit older toddler goes out in the backyard, finds an almost white dog turd. It is desiccated into a white log, and she comes and she brings it to me, and she's like, "Look," like, okay, yep, that's a dog turd. It's been here a long time, and trying to explain that to her and why we don't handle it. You just don't fucking know what you're gonna have to explain to people. Yeah, I have 4 girls, so I had to explain their periods. I had to explain boobs growing. My eldest daughter is a lesbian and has huge boobs, and she's like, what the fuck do I do with these? I don't want them. Like, but I was going to say to those of you who feel like, whatever,
There's no right answer.
you know, I was going to say something about my childhood, because, Dustin, what did you say about your childhood?
Girl, I don't. I said up there.
Oh, fucking A, let me tell you.
Yeah, Jenny.
You just tell me when I need to get off, but I know you're a pussy and won't, but you just tell me. You tell me when.
I'll give you a light in a minute.
Okay. I'll listen to it.
Can I get a drink?
A Choco Loco. Topo Loco. Topo Chico? Something. Anyway, so, oh my God. Online dating in the early, like 2001, 2000, 1999. I gotta tell you a couple things I did. As a 15-year-old girl, I was a horrible person. I was a horrible person. So I started like chatting with this guy from Maine, and like, you know, we did the saucy stuff sometimes and yada yada. And then I mailed him a picture of myself because he had mailed me a picture of himself. Snail mail. Like an actual like school picture. We switched school pictures through snail mail. Right. But I felt like I was gonna, no, I never did that for anyone online. Anyway, but we said, before my picture got to him, I was like, oh my God, I'm so ugly. I can't let him see me and know who I am and that I'm still alive. And so I made my little sister get online and tell him I had died of kidney cancer. I did. I fucking did, because I thought I was ugly. And then he was like so broken up about it and stuff. And then I was like, I can't tell him I'm still alive.
Oh my God.
And he kept messaging my sister, like, can I send flowers to a certain place? And she was like, no. You
Here we
can't.
come to the door.
I know, right? Oh my God, that poor little Maine boy. And he was real cute though, and I didn't feel I was cute enough. I got his picture first, and then I said, when I get yours, I'll send you mine. I did send him mine, but I also said I was dead. Second thing. Second thing I did was I was 15, and I met a 20-something man from Hawaii. And he was too old to be talking to me. He shouldn't have been talking to me. But I talked to him, and I said things. I can say anything to anybody and not mean it. It's who I am. I can just talk about shit. But anyway, so I talked to him for a long time, and he was like, one day, he messaged me that he was in the hotel in my hometown, the Mountain View Inn. He was there, and he was waiting for me to come meet him. I was 15. He was 29. No, and he came from Hawaii. Like, he showed me all the things when he was Asian. He was from Hawaii. And, so I felt really bad because I'd already asked him to send me a Sega Dreamcast, and he had. I did. I got a Sega Dreamcast for free in my hand.
What year was it?
It was 2000.
You deserved it.
23 years ago, she's getting Dreamcasts in the mail from dudes.
From Hawaii. From Hawaii. Thank you. No, but when dude showed up in my hometown and told me it was at the Mountain View Inn in room 8 because there was only 10 rooms. 8. He told me it was in 8. I was just like, I'm 15 years old. I'm never going to meet you. That's why I gave you my P.O. box. Thank you. And I just like ghosted. See, that's why I told you I'm a bad person. But I'm a great mother, and I had a Dreamcast in 2000, and I played hella Tetris and Marble Maze, and it made me feel better even though I was actually horrible. Anyway, yeah, bye.
Lena! Honestly, good job getting that bag at that age. Like, I know people who are still able to do that today, and it's like, fuck yeah, dude. Get that money. All right. All right, coming up next, we got somebody who hasn't been on this stage in a very long time, if ever. Have you ever been here before? Yeah, it's just been a hot minute. Put it together for Will Ketcher, everybody.
Hello. Yes, I have been here before. It was pre-COVID. A great time. I miss those pre-COVID days because now, like, everything is COVID's fault. It's like, why'd you get me pregnant? It's COVID. You know, why is it closed? COVID. Why am I alone? Not COVID, but that's unrelated because I'm not alone. Anyway, I wasn't alone yesterday. I got away from my current ex, and I got with this great girl, because you never have a great girl until you've had a bad girl, you know? It's kind of like, oh wow, my life really sucked back then. I was sending Dreamcast to people. I mean, it was 15. They didn't even meet me, you know. But anyway, so I got with this girl. She was really great, and then I broke up with her and got back with my ex, and then I broke up with her and got back with the other girl, and she took me back. So yeah, it was a fun time. I mean, you know, have a Tinder profile, fill it up with lies. You know, I like hikes, not really, but you know. You know, if Tinder doesn't work, you know, at 3 a.m. you go to Craigslist and see who's on there. So don't go to a cockfight, because I did, and there were no chickens. So anyway, but anyway, I was not alone yesterday. I was with children at a school because I'm a substitute, and let me just tell you, the girl that just left, if you're alone, enjoy it, because you may not be alone. You may be with screaming people, and it's awful. It really is awful. I mean, I eat my lunch in my car, not because I hate my coworkers. I mean, I do, but not because of that. Just because silence. She knows what I'm talking about because she works at a school. You're quitting though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. We're both gonna be unemployed. It's great. Anyway. Anyway, I would like to talk to you about something that has come up recently. I've decided that I'm moving away out of Arkansas because I don't like it here. And I don't know, if you love it here, that's great, but I want to move to a place that's just like believes in equal rights. I mean, there's a lot of old people here, you know, they think women shouldn't vote and other weird stuff, but I don't like it here. I'm moving somewhere else. I don't know where though. Where are we moving?
You said LA.
Okay, great. LA it is. What could go wrong there?
Everything.
I know. I will say the homeless people in California are a lot better than the homeless people here because they don't beg for money. I mean they'll be like shooting up on the street, but they won't ask you for money like the people here. Like one time I was in my car and I was taking a nap and this guy tapped on my glass and I rolled down the window and he's like, "Can you spare some change?" And I was like, "Do you not see me sleeping in a car?" I'm sleeping in a car, bud. Try somewhere else. I don't know. I was in the parking lot of Chipotle. I was like, "There's Target right down the road. I mean, they have great shopping carts. Try that." Anyway, but he didn't. But anyway, I'm about to quit my job, and if you haven't quit a job, I highly recommend it. Because when you are about to quit your job, you're getting paid, but you don't care at all. I walked in 20 minutes late, and my boss was like, "Where have you been?" I was like, "What are you going to do, Brenda? Fire me?" "I don't care. Let's start it early. I'm 1 week into a 2-week notice." Anyway, I am. So, and Brenda is a bitch, but she doesn't need to know that.
She's watching.
Well...
Brenda says you're fired. No.
I'm fired? Oh, God.
Don't come in tomorrow.
Well, I don't even work tomorrow.
Somebody call HR.
I mean, I could if I wanted to, but, you know. She's like, "You're easily replaceable." And I was like, "Then why are you paying me so much?" You know, she's not, but it doesn't matter. I need a pay raise is what I'm saying. But anyway, I want to say one last thing. I started going to church. It's a great place if you're a hypocrite, you know. Anyway, for some reason they always pick a 5-year-old to like read the book that they can't pronounce. And this place came up. It's a real place, or was a real place back in the BC times. It's called Hittites. I don't know why it's called that, you know. Jim High and Bill Tights came in, Hittites. Anyway, the kid pronounced it high titties. And I just gotta say, if I was going to a land of high titties and the Lord was leading me there, I probably would have like been, "I've seen the light and I'm coming for it." Because, I mean, high titties, you're high, there's titties, it's great, right? No? Okay. I thought it would be. It sounds like paradise, you know? That's heaven. High titties, right there. But anyway, I just want to talk about exes real quick, and then I'm going to get off. Does anybody use the "it's not you, it's me" routine? You know, like, or "we should see other people," which means, haha, already am. The last time I used the "it's not you, it's me" routine, she didn't say anything, so I kind of had to like fill the void, and I was like, "It's not you, it's me. I don't like you," which means it's you. Actually, it's us. I mean, we're not gonna work out. I mean, you're like Taco Bell. When you see you, when you're sober, you're like, "Oh." But when you see you at 3 a.m., it's like, "Oh, hallelujah. I've seen the light." You know, when you're coming home 3 a.m. making some poor decisions, when you see the 24-hour Taco Bell, it's great. But anyway, I don't have to do that anymore because I have a girlfriend, and she's great. She loves me. I love her. She loves me. I already said that, I hope. But anyway. Anyway, while she was talking about being alone, she texted me, "Alone time is great." And I was like, "Oh shit, I'm already out." My name is William Ketcher. Y'all have been great. Thank you.
We'll catch you, everybody. So real quick, I'm just going to talk about what I did on Valentine's Day yesterday. So Like I mentioned, I have multiple partners. So in the morning, one of us, we went to lunch, whatever. It was cool. But later on, we all went to a party. The Smut Zine. Y'all ever heard of the Smut Zine? It's a local publication they do about once a year where it's full of like art and poems and smutty pictures and shit like that. It's cool shit. And they have like a release party every time they make one, and theirs was last night, and it was really fun. Everybody that went there, including me and my partners, everybody got like all sledded up, and we got all like fishnets and shit like that. Like I didn't go too hard because I know what I'm working with, but it was still a good time. I'm still hungover from it, honestly. But I just want to tell y'all a goofy story about how successful I am in romance. So we were hanging out with a bunch of friends, and one of our friends kept doing this like vocal stim that she does because she just watched this funny YouTube video and now she has to repeat it forever. And now we're all subject to her bullshit. But anyway, she kept going like, hot dogs, you get your hot dogs, $5. And it's just this little fucking video on YouTube. And for some reason, my dumb ass just immediately latched onto that and started doing it also. And I just kept doing it all fucking night, and it kept getting worse and worse and just devolving into its own thing. But then fast forward to the very end of the night, I go home with one of my partners, and she's trying to initiate sexy times and stuff like that. But I just can't help but continue doing the voice, and I'm just like, yeah, hot dogs, $5, let's go, you know? Like it got weird and goofy, and like I just kept going until like she burst out laughing, I burst out laughing. We were both very drunk, and we just like kind of fell asleep after laughing. And so I didn't get laid on Valentine's Day because I'm a goofy fuck, basically. So that's me being not technically alone, but pretty fucking goofy. So it was a good time. We laughed. It was fun.
Goofy non-fuck.
Yeah. All right, so I'm trying to initiate a rule now with this comedy show. Anytime somebody wants to go up, shows up super duper late, I'm gonna just make them go up as soon as they come in. So, in that spirit, coming up next is Kristal Cook, everybody.
That was really intense. Thank you. I didn't even know you were here. I was like, it sounds like Dustin. I just recognized that. So, I love the theme because today is Britt and I's 12-year wedding anniversary, so that's fun. And then, like, I was feeling really good about it, and then Ian's like, yeah, me and my multiple partners got all slutted up and went to a smutty art exhibit, and I'm like, that was an option? I mean, like, it's been really cool these last 12 years, but I just wasn't aware of all of the options, I don't think. That wasn't a thing 12 years ago yet in Arkansas that I knew of because I had no friends. So maybe still a thing. I also think it was like that guy's first time saying I love you to her. Cause I think he just like really put her on the spot. And he was like, right! And she's like, yeah.
I think you just went outside to throw up.
If you need help, just tell a bitch. Get you out of here. The first time I came here, I thought it was sex trafficking too, so don't worry. Also had no idea. So I have a puzzle I've been pondering. I cannot figure out a good way to ask a company if they drug test.
Yeah. The same problem.
Because, like, immediately it's like, I need to know.
Well, you let us know.
Yeah, and it's actually been bothering me since I was 17. And I was applying for a job at Kroger, and they're like, I asked, do I have to do a drug test? Because I was anxious about peeing in a cup. Because that's not something 17-year-old girls really do, you know? So I'm like, hey, if I need to, like, drop trowel and pee in a cup as a 17-year-old girl to work here, I just like to know that going into this, you know, like, is it worth it? You gotta, you know, figure that out. And the response I got was like I was a drug user. He's like, oh my God, can you not pass a drug test? Like, no, I totally can. I just wanted to know if I needed to, and did and got the job, whatever. And since then, I'm afraid to ask. But I think that a drug test is a really personal thing. You're asking someone to go to a business that you're not applying at. You don't know them. Just go up to a random business, talk to a nice lady named Gladys. She gives you a cup. You go into a stall. You pee in it. For women, that's not easy. How many of us, honestly, we pee on our hands a little bit every time we have to pee in a cup, right?
Yeah.
Right? So, if I have to piss on my hand to work here, I just feel like it's okay to ask that. I think that we should have all of the information to make our decisions. So if you guys come up with a good way to ask about that drug test or pissing on your hand, y'all let me know. Thanks, guys.
Kristal Cook, everybody. Gross. All right, coming up next is somebody who hasn't graced this stage in a long time, and he's coming out of retirement just to tell some jokes about being forever alone. Zach Sicking, everybody.
All right. Guys, I've been alone for most of my life, right? I'm a pretty solitary person, right?
Right.
I mean, look at this. Does it look like this guy has friends? I mean, like, I've once been described as a guy who looked like he knew where to get heroin.
Okay.
I don't know where to get heroin.
You know that?
I know the girl who knows the guy who knows the Russian agent who knows where to get heroin. And they get it from this sweet transgender lady who lives up on a hill with an iguana.
So you do.
So yeah.
So I'm hanging out at this iguana's place, right? And it is fucking great. It is magical. What drug did I say I was on again? No, we discussed this. No, I'm probably on like shrooms or something, right? I'm riding high. I'm fucking floating through the cosmos. I'm feeling the love.
So you're not
And then someone's dog just steps right in front of me with too much love in its eyes. And then I don't know what the fuck to do. I am on Google and I am fucking donating to organizations with an unclear mission statement. Yeah.
Oh, man.
You know, COVID hit, man. Fucking COVID hit, and I was like the most alone I've ever been in my life. You know, I had to resort to the internet. I had to resort to online gaming to get my sociable fix. Right? Started playing Red Dead Redemption. Right? Me and this lady cowboy. We hooked up on the range. Right? Now we're growing our own Tamagotchi that we send together through the mail. Yeah. She broke up with me. I got a therapist. I was like, hey, therapist lady, can I ask you a question? Sure, Zach, sure. Would you date me? No, Zach, I would sedate you. Fair. That is fucking fair. Yeah, those are jokes. But something real that actually happened to me. I was in 3rd grade once, right? Just the once. And I was so alone one day, right? It was a downcast day. There was fucking no sunshine. You know, I got no friends. I looked like this. Fuck. Right? In 3rd grade. Great mustaches running my family, goddammit. Alright? So I'm sitting there on the swing set, right? And I just thought, like, man, what would happen if I just let go? Just, like, fucking let go, man. And I did. I was swinging, like, you know, when your head goes above the bar and shit, right? Fucking high, man. Getting G's. And at the apex, right? At the apex of the fucking swing, I just fucking let go like Jesus. Onlookers said that I did 3 consecutive backflips before slamming my fucking head into that like piece of like wood that surrounds the playground. The last thing I remember was this girl pulling at the duty teacher's skirt and fucking pointing at me and like going, that kid just did the most incredible fucking thing I've ever seen. He's fearless. That's what she was saying in my head. But that's how alone I was that day. I wanted to be fucking Jesus. I'm glad God's got Jesus back. He's not alone anymore. Well, I mean, look. Everyone's got their own thing, right? I'm not like a godly person, not spiritual, but I was alone during quarantine. I was watching a lot of anime, and the story arc of anime, any good one, is you have a character who becomes powerful enough that he fights God, and then he fights God, and that's the end of the show. I don't know if I want to fight God. I think I want to fuck God. Really bad. I don't know what to do now that, God's got his kid back in the house. I don't know if I'm comfortable with that situation. I mean, God's a single mother. And don't tell me, fucking no, God's meant no. God's a woman. The great prophet Ariana Grande done said so. But it also poses the question, right? Like, what would God scream during coitus? Oh me, oh my? Like, so because I am a solitary person, I picked a job that was pretty solitary. I work in a chemistry lab, right? You meet a lot of cool people working there. You ever meet somebody so toxic they need their own material safety data sheet? Yeah. Thank you, Will Ketcher. Thank you.
I know what it is.
And working there, right, it caused me to become an environmentalist. And I did what every environmentalist does, and I went and I sought out a Tesla. And I'm fucking broke. So what I did instead was I got a Power Wheels Jeep. Right? This thing is fucking, like, dude, I went to the dealership, Walmart. Dude there was real helpful, real nice. He was like, hey man, this thing's fucking great. It's got lots of headroom. Got a nice set of flower decal stickers if you want them in the pink. And get this, man, you even get your own lane. It's called a sidewalk. Because this thing is so all-terrain, I can drive it in my own house. And now I am the envy of the elementary school that I drive past every day. They think I'm an important person. I did get a new job recently during quarantine. It is the Nashville Musicians Crisis Hotline. All right? So the impetus of the Crisis Hotline is, these guys are on stage, singing their woes every night, talking about their fucking dead wives and dogs and shit. And sometimes they need intervention, right? Sometimes they need a team to go in, pump the stomach, get them back on stage the next night. All right? George Strait started it back in the 90s. He's been keeping it straight ever since. And one night we get the call, right? We get the call, my boss is like, hey man, there's an Amish country singer out there in the sticks. He needs some help. We go out there, stomach pumped, right? And he's like, hey, he takes me aside, right? He takes me aside and he's like, hey man, I just want to thank you for saving my life. And I'm touched. He's like, I want to do something for you. I want to gift you my horse-drawn carriage. I was like, holy fuck, man, that's amazing. All right, first I got to see this drawing, and then I got to see this horse with hands. Thanks, guys. I've been Zach.
Back syncing, everybody. Killed it. I just wanted to talk about the initial stages of COVID real quick because quarantine was, I feel like I had a relatively unique experience during quarantine, at least during like the first year of COVID, you know, because I definitely did quarantine like a motherfucker, but I was also extremely irresponsible during that time because I was single, but I definitely like downloaded Tinder. And quarantine was like the best thing for my sex life, I swear to God. I hooked up with so many people and somehow never got COVID during that time period. But like I straight up like I cleaned house for like a year, but I had never ended up dating any of them because I didn't trust any of them because they were all very responsible during COVID, very irresponsible. You know, I couldn't trust that. All right, anyway, that's a thing. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. There's another comedian up next, and I know who it is. I promise. I'm gonna go leave the stage for an unrelated. All right, coming up next, another old friend of the Moose who doesn't go up very often. It's been a very long time. Put it together for Christy Seats, everybody.
I feel really self-conscious. I'm not a comedian. I just wrote a bunch of stuff, and I'm going to be reading from my phone, which I hate to do, but that's what y'all are going to get, because it's all I have, and it's what I've been working on. So I'm kind of recently forever alone. I broke up with my partner back in December. It's fine. Oh man, I'm gonna cry. It was a good breakup though. It was a really 10 out of 10, 5 stars. Would break up with again. He's just like he's the best guy, just the best guy. But yeah, I'm recently forever alone. I'm actually not looking to date anyone right now because I'm too honest with myself. I realize that my standards are too.
You are not forever alone.
Yes. I'm just too honest with myself. I realize that my standards are too high. My standards are so high that even I don't meet them. You know, like it's like, well, you've all heard that before. But my standard, it's like I like me, but I don't like me. You know, have you ever felt that way about yourself? Like, but like it's like I like hanging out with me, but I don't see a future with me. That sort of thing. But like, you know, I look at myself objectively. You know, it's like the odds of me finding Denzel Washington looking like a dollar store Lizzo is just like pretty fucking low. So, but it's weird because my standards haven't always been high. I've had low self-esteem for like most of my life. And in my 20s and 30s, like, all I needed was like a nerdy white dude to be like, you're hot. And I'd be like, sploosh. You know, that was my whole thing. It didn't take much. It was pretty fucking sad. But I'm 42 now, so my preferences have changed. That's right, damn it. I'm 40 fucking 2. Answer to life, the universe, and everything. But yeah, so like now my preferences have changed. I like men who like dress nice, they smell good, they can cook, they got their shit together, they, you know, got a house or something shit like that. But like unfortunately what that means though is that like I have to, you know, balance the scales. Like I have to, you know, look nice, dress nice, smell good, you know, all that shit. And that's just not gonna happen. I don't know how to cook. I don't have my shit together. So, you know, it's like, sorry, but best I can do is occasionally wear a bra and like take a shower every other day. Like you're not gonna get you're not gonna get, you know, we're not gonna be on the same level. So but I do want to get my shit together because if I decide to start dating again, I don't want to date the dude version of me. That's like, I don't, or any tier beneath that. Like I don't want that. There's just no, I don't want that to happen. And I lost my train of thought. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Yeah. So yeah, we can't be two unmotivated people living with 4 cats in a dirty 1-bedroom apartment. I don't want that to happen. That's why I gotta get my shit together, because the idea of being with the dude version of me is like, it's depressing. So it's, and I already have depression. Like I don't want to make it worse. Like I don't, so best thing for me is just like be by myself. But last year, speaking of depression, I actually started taking this new medication for it, and it does a great job of stabilizing my mood. Because I have like really big emotions, like happy, sad, whatever, and it can be big emotions. And so like it can be a blessing and a curse. So depending on the time of the month, day of the week, hour of the day, someone spoke to me in a questionable tone, blinked at me weird. So this new medication, it's been like amazing at like muffling those big emotions. But you know what else it's been amazing at? Completely obliterating my sex drive. Like, yeah, it Thanos to my sex drive. Like, it was the last of the SSRI Infinity Stone. I woke up one day and my vagina was like, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. And it blew away in a dust of wind. My vibrator's collecting dust. I'm looking at it like, I'm sorry, my child. That's my favorite joke. Like, that's the only reason I came up here tonight, because I was like, but I do want to say, like, Dustin and Lena reminded me of, dating online in the 90s. Like, I've been doing it for, like, most of my adult life. And I'm not a really smart person, and I don't think I should be alive, because I have the funniest story. You shouldn't say that when you're on stage in a comedian. I have the funniest story, you guys are gonna think it's hilarious. No, it's just, when I think about it in hindsight, it just was not the smartest fucking thing. I remember, I think I was like 26 years old, and I had met this guy on OkCupid, and and so, like, it was. That's exactly. Hell yeah. And it was, I want to say it was like Christmas or Christmas Eve or some shit like that. And we were like, we were not doing anything, so let's hang out. Like, all right, meet me in the parking lot of the Harvest Foods. And I was like, okay. You're going to see me in my meat truck. And so and it's just like, none of this just seemed like any smart person would be like, no, I'm good. But it's me being the idiot I am. I was like, okay. But it actually turned out to be the most fun night, because I followed him to a second location. Again, not very smart. But I ended up at his friend's house, and it was just a bunch of dudes hanging out, playing games, watching YouTube videos. And I just watched YouTube videos with a bunch of dudes. But I mean, it's not a bad story or funny story. It's just like, it could have ended up so much worse. But it ended up being like, hey, I actually had fun. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Christy, everybody. All right, coming up next is another old friend of the Moose. He's only been up here a good few times, and he's trying out his new stage name. Put it together for Mal, everybody. I don't know if I'm supposed to mention that it's a stage name, but...
No, that's fine. That's fine. We're all friends here. Yeah. You joined tonight? Everybody love the Moose? Yeah! Let's give it up for Ian for hosting. Let's give it up for... Jason for libations. Yeah. So tonight I'd like to dedicate to my late friend, the comedian Larry Deshaun Piggy. I used to be one of his comedic writers. He passed away a number of years ago. And it's kind of funny that the topic of Forever Alone came up, because Larry and I, when we befriended each other, that's all we would talk about. Being, child prodigies, all this other stuff. We had a little bit of a different life. My first word was no. My second word was dad, and my first complete sentence was what the hell's going on here at the age of 1. I have never been a part of any sort of like getting along with, typical society or what's going on. It didn't help with that I was the first male child born in my mom's side of the family for 33 years. So in a Southern family, you know what that means. It's like they're trying to marry you off every day from the day that you're born. Constantly. It's like, here's your cousin's third cousin once removed on your dad's sister dog's side. Let's sit down and have a 7-course meal, go through talking about all the different points that the family want to know, and they go through all these different presentations of doilies and cross-stitching and all this other stuff, and you sit down and they leave you alone. And you hear them go, well, I'll wash your clothes so good for you. And I'll make your victuals so good. You just love me for the rest of my life and marry me. And I'm like, well, I have a few questions if you don't mind. Do you know what the theory of relativity is? And I go, no. Okay. Do you know who Einstein was? No. Okay, one last question. Do you know what the Challenger is? No. Okay. Hey, Mom, this ain't gonna work. We gotta go. It's just one thing or the other. Of course, you get to teenage years and your 20s, and of course you wind up in therapy. And I always get the same thing from like my writing coaches or my therapists, and they're like, well, Mr. Mao, what do you see as far as your worldview? Is the glass half empty or is it half full? And I would just look them straight in the eye and go, what fucking glass are you talking about? I don't see a glass. I just see water everywhere. And there's no fucking paper towels. There's a mess, can't clean it up, don't know what you're talking about, let's move on. Sorry, I lost my notes here. It's been 13 years since I took to a stage. I gave up. I lived out in LA. Don't move there, by the way. You go broke doing headshots every 3 months. Seriously. Dating tales. Therapist was religious, so I wound up thinking that I was supposed to have some sort of religious calling. And unlike many potential Southern Baptist preachers, trying to join religion didn't help my dating life. I tried to convert to Catholicism, still didn't help my dating life. It's you go on and you start going out to college parties, and one of the first times that I lived up in Conway, my dorm room was on the first floor of a dormitory, which all the different dates would sneak in over the weekend. One night in the middle of the night, like 1 a.m., I hear this knock. And I open up the shades, and there's this gorgeous blonde woman standing there. So I open the window, like, hello, can I help you? You're like, hey, Steve, what do you think of these? She lifted up her shirt to show me perfect pair of 36-inch breast. And
What?
Yeah, it's perfect.
30,
So,
20 inch.
Yeah.
He means that's the band size.
Yeah, band size, yeah. Anyway.
So you're trying to learn page?
Listen, first time in 13 years, people. Anyway.
Sorry.
Yeah, give me a second. So I told her that you're lovely, but I'm not Steve. And she just started screaming, ran down the hallway. Woke up everybody. I had to explain to them the National Lampoon's Vacation scenario that just occurred, and no one would believe me. Another time I went to a college party, and out of anything, everyone's hooking up left and right around me. And 2 women came up to me, and one went, hi, I'm Sherry, and this is my friend Angie, and I'm a Baptist, and she's a Catholic, and we're wondering what your take on religion is. And we're like, why? Why does this keep following me? Yeah. I'm like, well, do you want the 5-minute summary, the 10-minute explanation, for the 2-hour dissertation. They go, well, the 10 minutes will be fine. We're like, all right. So they're standing there with the beers, and I quickly went over like, gods don't exist, everything's made up, this is it, we're all going to die. And they just started, crying, their mouths are getting, wider, their eyes are, getting wider, and they just can't stand it. And I ended, and I'm like, well, what do you think? They're like, you know what? We think we need to refill the beers. They were completely full. They walked over to the bar, tapped on the shoulders of the first 2 frat boys that they met, and then when they turned around, they said, hey, wanna fuck? And they said yes, and they went off and left.
As you do.
Yeah, as you do. Over time, usually because every, single relationship that I start, I always get the same thing. We like you, Mal, but you've got the body of a man, but a mind of a woman. It freaks us out. I started to suspect that, there might be something different about me, my gender, my sexual orientation, things like that. And, moving on from the tales of Arkansas, the tales of dating in California were one thing or another. Also, you'll learn that when you look out to LA. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, here I am, still alone, almost 50, too tired, too tired of it, tired of the bullshit. You give up on your first and second and third choices. You even give like people that you know in your entire life like a second, third, fourth, fifth, seventh chance, and they're always like, you know what, I've got laundry to do, or, I bared my heart to someone that I knew for 30 years, and the response was, well, that's great, Mal, but I promised my mom that I had to go pick up a gallon of milk, and I gotta go. Yeah, you learn through wisdom that you fall in love with an ideal of a person, and you get to know them over time, and you choose to either stay with it or leave. Yeah. And that's all I can really say tonight. Thank you for coming out. And let's see where this goes.
Now, everybody. Man, I knew this topic would get sad at some point. At some point. I do just find it fascinating, though, how Mal basically grew up in the, U.S. South version of Downton Abbey. Having, cordial meals with your 16th cousins trying to talk about life prospects and merging families that are already merged. That was interesting to learn about. All right. We're going to close this show out really quickly right after our very last comic, an old Moose favorite and an old local favorite, actually. Dude's been killing it lately. Put it together for Lucas Smith, everybody.
Thank you so much, everyone, for leaving. God damn it! Even the mic stand is out of here. Give it up for all the comics you've heard tonight. Yeah. Also, give it up for Mal. I didn't know you were a writer. I mean, I'm familiar with your work on a Glee and American Horror Story. He looks like Ryan Murphy. Looks like a dead ringer. Also, I thought it was really funny, you had the lowest energy in the room and your shirt says fearless with a tiger on it. It's like seeing Stephen Wright in Hammer Pants. Oh, man. Yeah, this has been a good show. You guys have a good Valentine's Day? Yeah. The whole time I was like, who gives a fuck about Valentine's Day? UFOs are flying around. Can we talk about that? Back in the 90s, the only will they, won't they's were Corey and Topanga or Ross and Rachel. Now it's Russia or China. It's who's gonna do it? I don't know. Who's gonna press the button? Yeah, it's terrifying. But if we can zoom back in on our lives, because that's what I've been doing to get by with the impending disaster. I am single. And I'm fine with that. Actually, I'm gonna talk about. I'll go into material later, but I'm gonna talk about what I've been doing today. I actually just got my own place. I have my own apartment. So for me, Forever Alone is gonna come with some peace and quiet, because for the last 6 months I have been staying in Zane Lovelady's living room. You hear what he wants you to. I hear every day for 6 months. I love you, Zane. I do. But God, am I glad to have my own place. And it's like a shitty little apartment. Like, I don't have a bed. I've got a fucking inflatable mattress. I don't know if you guys have ever been camping inside. That's a good time. Yeah, but I'm so relieved to be out on my own. Thank you, genuinely. Yeah, it's not funny. I'm just proud of myself. But yeah, I am single. I've been single for a while. I'm not looking for anything serious. Well, relationships are kind of like farts. Like, after you have one end messy, it's hard to trust the next one. Especially if you try to force it. But I am on the dating apps. I'm on Tinder, hate Tinder. Just the worst people you've ever seen. Saw a girl with a massive Confederate banner in her background. I was like, ugh, that's a big red flag. Yeah. It's weird dating in the age of smartphones, because now you have to talk to people all day long on multiple apps at the same time. Like, I'll be texting a girl, then she'll Snapchat me. And she'll get mad if I don't answer the Snapchat. Men have never dealt with that before. Like, there were no guys in the 90s getting letters that said, "Did you see my email?" Because I paged you about it and you never responded. I want my mixtape back. Yeah, I mean, but the way dating apps are set up, like, sometimes you're talking to 2 or 3 girls at the same time. That's stressful, having to bounce between conversations. Feels like the restaurant scene in Mrs. Doubtfire. It's a lot to keep up with. Gotta be like, that's a really good point. Oh, that's really funny. Oh, hello, dear. Yeah, it is, and then there's also, like, sexting. That's new. And my generation will send nudes and then have sex. Like, before, you just kind of waited to see what someone looked like in person. But now we treat our bodies like a property on Zillow. You get a digital tour way before you get to go inside. It's just like Zillow, Guys are scrolling through the pictures like, wow, these look amazing. I hope I can afford to keep it. Women are scrolling through like, well, smaller than I thought, but it'll get the job done. Yeah, I am out there making some memories. Like, I was with a girl who was a squirter. Yeah, worst case of IBS I have ever seen. What did you guys think I was talking about? Either way, we had to change the sheets a lot. It was bad because she also had a severe seizure condition, and yeah, it's hilarious. No, it was scary because female orgasms can look like seizures, and as great as it feels to bring a woman to climax, it feels equally terrible to thrust into a seizing one. So I was hypervigilant in the bedroom. I was on guard, like, hey, why is that leg shaking? Like, am I doing good or are you doing bad? Talk to me. What's that white stuff on your mouth? Thank you.
Thrusted to a seizing one. That's... You said it, baby, not me.
Thank you. Yeah, man. I like to shake it up. I'm better than that. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I said it. I have to be self-aware. Yeah, I am. Oh yeah, she got mad at me because I still had pictures of my ex-fiance on Facebook, And her argument was, Lucas, you have to take down those painful memories. It's just like the Confederate statues. I don't think it's just like the Confederate statues. No, if that was the case, then I would have posted those pictures after we broke up. And there wouldn't be of us together and happy. It would be me alone crying on a horse. Yeah, I actually met my ex-fiance. We were in college. We were both theater majors. But I can turn it off. She couldn't. Like, yeah, anytime we would like role play in the bedroom, she got too invested in her character. And like one night I just had enough and I stopped her like, baby, you got the part. I don't know what you think this is doing for your career, but we have been going over your fake childhood trauma for like 10 minutes now, and my boner is as dead as your make-believe brother. So, at the risk of getting me too'd, why don't we skip the audition and fuck already? Yeah. So. That's not a real test. Let's see if Will Ketcher would fuck her. That's. Yeah, those are. The lady he brought in was lovely, but he's very sad. I know, it was good to see him again. What? Well, he wasn't before. Don't give him ideas. All right, let's look at jokes. I'm gonna do some more jokes. I have more jokes.
I was worried about throwing him off.
Yeah, there's more to the story. Yeah, let's get back to my theater major ex-fiance. Yeah. There's and so that didn't work out, obviously. We just realized we're very different people. Like, I'm a Gemini, she thinks that matters. She didn't really drink or do drugs. I'm fun to be around. She was super religious, and I don't have anything against religious people. Some of my best friends are wrong. Yeah, so we did break up. The only problem was we were living together at the time, and neither of us could afford to move out, so we just kept living together until the lease ran out, which is like being held hostage by another hostage. I mean, but we tried to be responsible adults about it. Like, we stopped having sex for a week. I don't know if you've ever tried to share a living space with someone you used to be in a relationship with, but at some point you're like, I'm either gonna kill him or fuck him, and one's way easier to clean.
Wow.
Ted Bundy lived with all of his exes? Is that what happens? Are you going up next? No? Then shh, please. I've written all of this. I did not give you any lines. So yeah, you're good. It's all good. We're having fun. But yeah, after we were living together and like trying to make that situation work. But she did eventually move out, got her own place and a new boyfriend, which made our sex a lot better. Oh my God. Yeah, that was the spice we were missing in the bedroom. Like, fuck KY, try disloyalty. That shit is hot. And look, guys, I know, like, cheating's wrong. It's like Cinnabon, you shouldn't do it. But if you can get past that, it's worth the shame. And I'm not saying if you're in a relationship, go cheat, no. But if you're not in a relationship, go wreck some homes. What are you waiting for? Because I'll let you in on a little secret. Wrecking balls only hit things that are scheduled for demolition. The place is already coming down. You're just bending it over, baby. And because look, you can't hurt a strong relationship. So go find some weak ones. You know, hang outside of couples counseling, Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, child funerals. They're not staying together, right? If you laughed at that, you're going to hell. Absolutely. And if you didn't laugh at that, I'm sorry for your loss. And I'm here if you want to talk about it. All right, guys, my name is Lucas Aaron Smith. Give it up for your host, Ian Redford.
I will never get over how tall that guy is. Never, ever. All right. Thank you for joining us, everybody. This has been a show. We talked about being alone. We talked about being weird, as always, you know. So this has been The Moose. Y'all have been an audience, and I'm going to wait until he turns off the stream. But put it together for everybody you've seen here tonight, especially me, because I love myself. These claps are for me. Yeah. I'm going to continue talking until we're off the stream for a reason that will become obvious. Hey, we're off the stream.
No, not yet.
Good.
Now we're out.
Now we're out. All right.